Okay. Figured I'd get a video here. Haven't posted a video in a while again. Been busy again. Show you all my new workbench I built. I built this, so I don't know, kind of around Christmas. Got rid of my old one. You've probably seen from some of my older videos. I think that was a 4x4 bench, so 4 feet wide by 4 feet long. I had a shelf underneath, all that. I went here. This is a 8 feet long by I think 27 inches wide. It's the same post off my old one. I just kept it the same height. Put in a bigger shelf on the middle. All my stuff underneath. Gave me more storage. I just, for Christmas, I got that parts washer, so I knew that was going to be there. Some other little odds and ends. Plus, I can hang a lot of my tools on the pegboard now, or not pegboard. I don't know what you call that. I guess you call it a pegboard. Whatever it is. Someone will know what it is. Hung all that up. Didn't really lose any room because I had my workbench down here, and then I had that bench slash shelf right there over here. It didn't really lose any room. I cleaned a lot of stuff up. I moved, if you remember before, my axes were all up here. All those axes are just down there now. Moved my bars over a little bit. Gloves stayed where they are. Moved my chains over to the other side. Straighten my chains up here. And everything. What else? Chaps down there, Faller's bag. Clean. This had a bunch of just junk wood in it. It had some shingles. I kept the shingles back there. All my jugs. Gas and oil go right there. My cables back there. Still all this. Trailer still here. Let's see. Another addition is this air compressor. I traded my other little one for this one to my grandpa. Craftsman 25 gallon air compressor. Got, let's see, 50 feet of hose on it right now with another like 10 foot section or 20 foot section. Works really good. I'm way more air power. I can run impact now. Way nicer. Sits right there just because it's the only plug in. Let's see, that's all my tie down stuff, ratchet straps, toe chain, balls, wrenches for taking balls off, binders, broom. Over here, we cleaned, I still got my bars there, my old bars, used motor oil, that cider press. This bench is going to go, it's just in here for the time being. What my plan is, I also hung from up there, I hung a wire from that rail to that rail so I can hang stuff off, paint on it. I got a bar painting right there and a receiver hitch for a pickup right there. Well, my ultimate goal is for this summer is the 110 is going to be out of here, that mini bike's going to be out of here, that pressure washer I'm finishing up working on, that's mine. But what I'm going to do is take this old oil furnace out. It hasn't run in forever. I don't really want to mess with it. Anyways, this is going to come out. I'm going to, it's someplace in there, bring a 90 out on the stovepipe, bring it out, put a 90 back down, bring this out, and I'm going to put in a 55 gallon stove in here, barrel stove. Put one in here, make this all to where it's not going to burn anything. Put a stove in here, this will all get cleaned out, all of this. My weed eaters will be hung on the wall. This will all be gone, mini bike will be gone, 110 will be gone. That'll get a stove in there. That stovepipe is all brand spanking new. It's never been burned in because this building probably 10 years ago had a tree falling on it. And they had to redo all the stovepipe and everything, caved all of it in. This whole room's insulated behind this pegboard or whatever, all insulated ceiling, perfect workshop. You know, I got my little heater over there going, and it doesn't heat this thing worth an darn when it's cold. So that'll get a new stove in there, have it where I can burn wood, warm this place. It'll about heat me out of here. And then these cants, these are chestnut cants. These are all going to get moved out. There's a lot of them, and that one on the bottom, there's probably one of the bigger ones. They're heavy as hell. I remember moving them in here. These are all going to get moved out. Give me way more room. That trailer will be moved back then. Might put some shelves up to store some stuff. That way, also, it's more of a hazard because you got all this dry wood here with a stove. I don't want it catching this place on fire. Give me way more room, though. You know, heck, then I can pull that lawnmower back in here somewhere, and I could go and nose the pickup in here, change the oil in the pickup. You know, that other bay, you can take three-wheelers out, and I do work on, you know, three-wheelers always in here. Give me way more room, because if I clear all this out, what I'll do is I'll move that lawnmower and everything to the back of the shop, and have all this for, you know, all the front area kind of for workspace. Another thing for my saw storage, what I'm going to do is off of this main, that 2x6 right there, I'm going to go and get a log, just like a 6 to 8 inch in diameter log. I don't know how tall I'm going to make it, but I'm just going to go and take 2x4s, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, nail it to the 2x6, then nail them to the log so it's secure, and then I'm going to bore through it with my saws, 4 spots, and then I can just store all my saws. They'll be off the ground. All this will be free then for gas and oil, whatever. Still get to be able to get to my bars, my chains, all that stuff. They'll just be right in here, be straight up and down right here. Probably put like the Super 2 up on top. Probably the 370, probably the 455 like right in kind of middle, 372, probably the 40 down way below because the 40 leaks some oil, and I don't want it leaking all on top of saws. And I might even kind of crisscross them back and forth so they're not, if they do drip, they're not going to drip on each other. What else? These lights are going to come out, and I'm going to put in just switches, not switches, but plug-ins like you see over there. And I'm going to put big fluorescent lights in here. 2 of these, light these up. This one will go in fine. That one there is going to be a problem because it's inside the rail for the door. And if it hangs down too low and you slide the door up, it'll hit it, so it'll have to be sucked way up there. I've only got a plug in there and there. I would like to, I don't know how I do it cleanly. I could go from like right there and run some wire down. I'd like to put a plug in right here at my workbench, and then also what I want to do is put something up right here off of something, or hang it down from below, put a fluorescent light, maybe even 2 right here to get the workbench all illuminated. I'd like to put some shelves in here too. The main thing is though is putting that stove in this summer and getting those cants out. Those cants, I'll have to take all that crap off. Probably getting here with a tractor and forks, move all these down to our main shop where I used to work, and our big shop, and tarp all of them, get them under cover, and someday I'll sell these. Just right now I have someone not letting me sell them, so these will all go away. We cut this tree down probably 10-12 years ago and milled it up into cants, and I know of one time, and that was the only time, there was one cant we took out of here and sawed for some window trim, and the window trim never got used. It's still sitting down in our lumber storage, so it never got used. He's just sitting here for nothing. I'd love to just get them out of here, sell them, move them, whatever, get rid of them. But yeah, I want to really get my stove in because I freeze to death in here, and you know, that little heater, if this door wasn't here and it was all insulated, it'd heat way better with that door. It loses a lot of heat from there. Another thing I want to do is get the sweep on this door fixed. It leaks. Fix that. That cider press will probably just stay there. It doesn't really hurt anything. I might move it into a different shop. I have a little woodshed. And then, actually, now that I look, and I'll move these shackles. These can sit over at my There we go. But yeah, that's kind of what I've got going, and I want to clean all this up, get it a nice little shop in here, plenty of lights, storage, make it where you can bring 3-wheelers, ATV, RTV. I got a neighbor with a Kawasaki Mule that I'll change the oil in, and hopefully, and move that if you need to work on anything. Bring a pickup in here, change the oil in the pickup, do tires, have all that. And this is a really kind of bad spot for a shop, because if you go out, the ground just kind of, it's not steep, but it slopes down. So if you're trying to pull up here sideways like this, the whole pickup or whatever will sit cockeyed, and if you go straight up, then it's tilted back, so it's not a real good flat spot for it. But that one bay over there, you can take the 3-wheelers out and pull a full-size pickup in. I've done it a couple times and vacuum stuff, worked on stuff. And then you got my little portable vise here just mounted. That's like a, I don't know how big, 15-inch fir chunk, seasoned, and took and put beeswax, melted a bunch of beeswax, and because we have had some bees, and took all the beeswax out of the hives and melted it, poured it on here so don't check. That check was already in it. The rest of it hasn't really as bad. Mounted my vise to it so it's portable, sturdy. Put those on to where it won't wobble as much. These here, what I have, are cut off chunks of bar. I might have covered these in another video, I don't remember, but this is a 63 gauge bar. Cut it off, rounded the edges, put that in there, and use that for filing rakers. I've got one here that was a 50 gauge, and I spread the rails to where they're like a 50-58. I don't have any 58 gauge, but I do have some 50 gauge, and then mostly all my stuff's 63. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on, and I'm just in here tonight sharpening chain and doing the rakers on the 455 and the 372, and got some tires in here. These are the tires off my trailer I rebuilt. They I had one that was leaking, and I fixed it, and I took off one day, and there was the other one ended up leaking, and didn't realize it got a half a quart of wood in there and ran it off the rim. Had to deliver the wood, which was just about 200 more feet down the road from where I live, so ran that down there, and ruined the tire, which they were junk tires, the original tires on it. So I'm pulling the rims out. Let's see, that one there was the one I blew. That was a spare. That one has the valve stem broke out. I'm just painting them white, painting them all up. That one down there with the rim still in it is the one that I got to pull the rim out, clean all that dirt and crap out of it, paint it, and then order, for right now, 2 new tires, and get 2 new tires, and then at some point I'll order a new valve stem and a new one for a spare, have a set of spares for it. These are small tires. I hate these tires. They're, what are they? They're a, where does this say? It's kind of hard to see. They're Goodyear. They're old Goodyears. Where is it? There it is, 16.5 by 6.5 by 8. They're little bitty tires, and I think they're both rated for like 800 and I think it's 875 pounds or something like that. They don't. That trailer isn't designed. I've hauled a cord of wood in it, and it bottomed it out pretty much. I've hauled a half a cord, and a half a cord it does pretty doggone good in. I have no problem hauling a half a cord in it. Loose wood, just like if I'm going up and quartering big old rounds, and I'll throw those quarters in there, get a load of that. It works great for that. I'd love it for, I originally built it too for a quad haul and trailer haul and 3-wheelers, and it was originally built as a snowmobile trailer, but I'm kind of afraid if you take it real far you'll blow tires left and right, and I got the spare, but I'd be afraid you'd blow another one. And I've got buddies though that have the same thing, maybe a little bit bigger tire, but they carry spares but don't have a whole lot of trouble, and I'd have no problem for my 15, 20 miles around my area hauling, using it. But then for way far away, if I ever did anything, I've got my big trailer that I'll redo. I'll get a video of that at some point and use that for doing moving big stuff, moving wood or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I said, just messing with stuff, just working on that pressure washer, getting a oil fill plug for it, and making sure it runs. And that 110's coming along, kinda. That's kind of for another video, but just keep putting away at her. Eventually, I'll get this place to where I want it. But thanks for watching.